now, and it continues growing. And every day it goes up and up and up, and we keep spending. They keep saying we don't have a spending problem. Well, obviously, if we keep going further in debt, we have a spending problem. No one can run their household that way by spending without regard of where it's going. We have to slowly stop that. You know, we've slowed the deficit up a little bit, but it's still not doing it. We're still gaining, and it's still going further and further in debt. You know, our jobs, our economy, we need to work on all those things. It's time to get new blood in Congress, new people, people with different ideas who are willing to go there and work hard. You know, I'm not a professional politician. I'm a working person. I've worked my whole life. I'm still working 40 and 50 hours a week. I understand what it's like to sit at the kitchen table and not be able to pay my mortgage or pay my tax or where the money's going to come from. I know what it's like to struggle. My wife and I have worked our whole lives in order to, you know, have a house and get our children through college, but we're still paying for it. We have to do something to change the course of our country. You know, our Constitution is under attack, a lot of different things that they're looking at. I mean, we've had an administration that has lies, deceit, and unaccountability of this administration is astonishing right now. We always seem to be behind and playing catch up. You know, just look at the Ebola thing. That should have been taken care of, and now we're playing catch up trying to stop it. It wasn't going to come to our country. It's here now. Again, it's a failure on the part of the administration. We haven't taken care of the problem. I'm Mark Donka, and I'd appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Peter Welch, you've been in Congress for a number of years now. Some things have gone well, and then, of course, the approval rating is at a low point right now. Why should Vermonters choose to send you back there to represent them?
Well, it's certainly a privilege to represent Vermont. And I've been in Congress 8 years, and I've been part of a Congress that was regarded as one of the most productive. And now I'm part of a Congress that's considered to be one of the least productive. You know, we bang our head against the wall, voting 55 times to repeal the health care bill, and not once about how to improve it. But I come home every weekend, and the two things I hear from Vermonters over and over again is, Peter, how are you going to make Congress work? Why is it so dysfunctional? And the second is, what are we going to do to reduce poverty and create jobs and revive the middle class? The economic issues that all of us have been talking about are real. And the first question, at congressional dysfunction, my approach is really the Vermont approach. Focus on a problem. Try to figure out what's a common sense, practical way to make progress on solving it. And that's why I've had a lot of success working with improbable allies. I worked with Eric Cantor when we desperately needed help to rebuild after Tropical Storm Irene. I worked with Paul Ryan when there was a regulation that was going to be a job killer for our cheese manufacturers, prohibiting them from aging cheese on cheese boards. I worked with Greg Harper of Mississippi to get the first new funding for pediatric cancer research that went into the NIH budget. So that approach that we take in Vermont, we take it for granted. We don't necessarily all agree, but if we sat here and there was a specific problem, Vermonters would try to figure out how to focus on where we have some common ground and make progress ahead. That's what I do in Washington. That's why I've managed to do some things that are beneficial to Vermont. The second thing on the economy, that's where we've got to focus, because there is too much poverty. It's going up, middle class coming down. As I said earlier, rebuild our infrastructure. Make the cost of education more affordable, bring down the cost of the loans that our parents and our students are bearing. And then, you know what? We've got to let homeowners refinance their mortgages too. A lot are, but many can't because of obstacles and regulations that get in the way. So I want to do anything that we can to help people build incomes and lower cost. Thank you very much.
And this has been the debate for candidates of the U.S. Congress. And thank you for joining us. And
Thank you.
See you at the polls on November 4th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.